10.
Have the links been sent? Yeah.
I just put a link somewhere. Hello, you may be or might be listening to another one of Let's Drone Out. Today is Thursday, the 24th of November, and I'm your host, Bright Until I Fly. It's my reason that I am the reason that we are always late, and Tony has already started drinking. May I introduce my husband, Tony? He's an alcoholic. If he has too many of them, he starts beating me. That's why we can't live together.
I was ready at 7:30, and then I was just thought, bollocks, I'm starting drinking. And I am going to swear to make your life a bit annoying when you have to edit this. So, bollocks, shit.
Staying in there. If we get revoked to a different status, blame Tony. Also, tonight we are once again joined by the whole reason why Let's Drone Out is said like that, Jay.
Truth, mate. Yeah, it's good to be back. I'm gonna go the Australian way now. No, it's sorry. It's been a few weeks where I've been away, but I've been tuning in.
Yep.
Yeah, good to be back.
Jay has got a reason why he's crap, but I will still continue to bully him just so he feels like no time has passed. And the slightly stranger danger, the hairy guy sat in the corner. Always a good way to introduce your guests. But you may know him as a bit of a rebel.
Because he's a menace.
Hello.
Yep. Menace RC.
Hi, guys.
Hey, how's it going? Greg, you're a lot hairier than I expected.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. What is that?
Well, it's on top, not a lot. On the chin, I'm trying to make up for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm drinking. Highly professional. Right. How did you end up as Menace? Like, where did you guys come from? All of a sudden, wham! Check these out. Little patch antennas, really good. I wasn't expecting that. Where you been hiding?
Which everyone's got.
Yeah, everyone's using them. Yeah, I love the hobby, and basically, I've building stuff on a budget, and I was just seeing all these great products that I just couldn't afford, so I just started making my own, and I'd make 2 or 3 and hand them to a few friends and whatnot, and they go, "Hey, these are really good." So then they sort of said, "Well, you should make a few and sell a few." So that's what I'd done, and it just kind of built from there, really.
Well, were you making the patch antennas with PCB and etching them?
Not etching. I've got a CNC machine, so I was getting some double-sided copper-clad board, and then just routing the one side of the copper away, and then profile cutting the final thing, and then assembling it. Solder on the SMA and so on.
Oh. Tony, if you were wondering, CNC stands for computer numerical something else. I can't remember.
Thanks, Jack.
That's for something.
It's a little machine that goes meh with like a Dremel on the end of it. Yeah, I know. You don't get out much. Bless him. Too busy beating me. Talk over each other.
You do need a beating, though.
I'll be busy. That's what the ink on my face is all about. So how long have you been in the hobby, Greg?
Quite a number of years. Started out on the old KK 5.5s.
Don't get him started.
It's good to have people who've come there from a long way away. A long way away, that is.
Oh no, the eye's too much. Oh, it flies weird. I don't know. I can't tell if it's I or D anymore. Oh dear.
I don't know. When you had to use to adjust your PIDs with a potentiometer, it's always fraught with danger.
Tony could handle that. Do you know what I mean? It's simple enough. Like now he's got to learn how to count. Sorry, like this is Let's Drone Out. Have you ever listened to Let's Drone Out? It's just me and him arguing. That's why we don't get many guests on. They're like, it's pointless coming on.
Well, they get scared, do they?
Yeah. Will you be at the UK drone show?
Yes, at the show, and got a stand as well. So yeah, so first time that we've ever done a stand or anything. So yeah. hopefully it should be all right.
Do you know where you are and what number you are?
Stand 62.
There you go, guys. Stan 62. Come and say hello to Menace RC.
Yeah, like iDrone are there. They're selling your stuff. That's how I kind of first. What the heck?
That's where all our group around this sort of neck of the woods got our patch antennas, the Menace ones, and we love them. So, and that's quite interesting actually. How have you find the expansion of you making them from just a few for friends? How quick has it exploded to production, and how widespread are you now getting these?
It was rather rapid, the expansion, and it was obviously moving just from a few friends to more of a commercial venture, and the started off initially selling them directly from the Menace website, but I was finding that I was spending all day just packing little parcels and sending them off around the world. So at that point, just started getting in touch with a few shops and things like that. So now, I mean, they're in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, various shops in Europe.
And big suppliers like GetFPV in the US side of things. That's making a mark, isn't it? If you get your product there, and it's UK design, so it's a bonus all round, really.
Yeah, very very pleased when they decided to take some. That was quite major for us.
Well, it's interesting actually, because I mean, I hadn't got a patch antenna, and I'd always wanted one. But like you, I mean, the cost of some of these things for what they essentially are was quite extortionate. And so actually, when it came across the Menace, which is my first one, I was always surprised at how cheap, affordable it was to add to a system. So yeah, well done. So the patch, and there's more antennas that are in the works, or what's some of your up and coming developments?
It's the Pagoda one. I don't know whether you call it that.
It's very weird looking, but it looks cool.
Yeah. NJ Tech had one. If you noticed NJ's latest video, and Neil from iDrone posted a little image of one. There's two, from what I can tell, it's 3 PCBs, and two of them stacked together. One positive plane, one negative, as far as I know. And the bottom one, the very bottom, the last smaller one, says that it's made by a guy called Greg. Who is Greg? No,
it says it's made by Martin.
Yeah.
Martin is a very clever Belgian guy. He's developed this antenna technique with PCBs.
Yeah.
And it is pretty much exactly as you described there. You've got an active PCB on the top. Second one down is a ground plane, and the third one down is like a baling to stop the coax radiating and so on.
It's a choke, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so he's basically came up with this this PCB sort of construction technique, and I love to sort of experiment and try things out. So built a couple of these things up. They work phenomenally well. So now as Menace, we're going to be making them under license from Martin, and we are literally in production right now, and it is looking like we should have some in time for the drone show.
Excellent.
Cool.
And sorry.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen a radiation pattern for them. I'm fascinated. I'd love. Well, can we see that?
Yeah, absolutely. If you pop onto the Menace website, we put a little bit of information up about the antennas tonight, and there is a 3D radiation plot on there as well.
Because I did have a little look.
We might not get any more out of Jack now. I'm
Googling.
This is where it gets excited.
No, I'm always interested. I tried to make my own crosshair antenna, and I have discovered I need a blowtorch because my soldering looks worse than Chris's on that. That's Chris. What's his second name?
Just call him Antigrav.
Yeah, Antigrav. Yeah. He could have probably done a better job with this, with his teeth. So
show,
yeah,
us, show us your antenna that you done the other day. Your left-hander.
oh, it's over there, man. I can't. I told you,
Oh,
I
you
can't,
can't
get
get
up. I
up.
haven't done my trousers up.
You can't get up and walk over.
No,
there,
that's
can you?
it.
Too far for you.
Yeah, I had basically I had a go at making a left hand. You know, is it skew planer
Yeah.
by IB Crazy? Just to not to sell or anything.
The wire one.
Yeah, just one of these.
Oh
Just
yes, yeah.
Yeah, just to practice and have a go and see what, you know, and appreciate. And making antennas is really hard.
Yeah, I would say the wire antennas is very hard, because you can make them, but because of the wires have got to be very precise dimensions.
Oh,
that is the bit.
Tolerances.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
And
sorry,
I suppose with the
that's why when you crash one of the Triumphs and you take that plastic off and you bend any of that metal in there, they just don't work anymore.
Yeah, it's exactly that. I mean, the wire obviously serves a purpose when it's in the correct position, but as soon as it's moved,
Yeah.
You're reducing the gain and everything in there. The new antennas that we're doing with the PCBs, obviously the wires don't move because they're on the PCB. So you can crash and batter it, and it's all going to stay in place.
Case on it.
Yes, we've tooled up an injection molded case for them, and on the bit of information we've put on the Menace website tonight, you can see a picture of a few in the cases.
I'm just trying to get Google, but I'm enjoying some chocolate milk. I'm sorry.
Can we get a link, Jack?
Yeah, I am. I'm just looking. Hang on, Menace.
Have you got any physically there, Greg, that you can hold up?
Hang on.
I can't. Invader antenna. It's not an invader antenna, is it? How do I navigate this website?
Right, I'm back.
Greg, help.
There we go. Hold on. He's holding the one up.
Oh, hang on. I'm not looking.
If you shut up, then he can.
I'll say some words, shall I?
That's it.
Can you see it?
Yep. Anyone listening on a podcast, it is one of his antennas with a case on it.
We have to be quiet. Greg speaks, and then the video will go to him, so everyone can see it. So,
you can see it's cut away on that picture, so you can see the PCB and how they're mounted within the case.
Mate, you have not made that website live for that. I've only got. I can share my screen. Hang on. Share screen. Hang on, let me just check to see what's on my Safari, just in case I've got anything I shouldn't. No,
you know it's actually showing on the YouTube feed anyway, so don't worry about too much of that stuff.
So
it looks good, Greg. It looks very impressive.
More crash proof than quite a lot of stuff on the market.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the PCBs inside with the conductors on, they're not going to move. And the case really is to just stop the PCBs moving.
Yeah.
So
even if you crack open that case and then patch it, put a load of glue all back over it, hot glue it in, you're still going to be good to go, aren't you?
Yes, you will be. The only thing you've got to watch is if you're gluing the top PCB and the ground PCB. If you get some glue between those or a solid between those, then you will upset the operation of it.
Okay, any solid whatsoever?
Yeah, because it's designed
conductive.
Yeah, conductive or even non-conductive, because they've all got a dielectric coefficient, right. Which can upset the high frequency operation of the antenna there. So.
So do you have any ideas of costs when they are finally released? What we can expect from them yet?
Yes, we've been working on price right now. and I will be putting it up on the website over the next few days. But they are going to be a lot less than some of the other sort of high end stuff on the market. So yeah, that without giving you the final price, if that's so.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's the website. Cool. Yeah.
No, that's good to know. You know, we'll wait. I've got a question in from Paul Bitmarner. You know, BMS Web. Do you know those guys?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Paul Thomas, his son Thomas. He wants to know who stocks the antennas in Australia, or please can you stock them?
I will be able to tell you exactly.
And if it's not Impulse RC, why not?
No, it's not them. Next FPV have got them in stock.
Okay, no worries, because he's got Neil gave him a left hand, so he wants to get a right hand. You've already sold an antenna.
Brilliant.
They're not even out yet. Live on Let's Drone Out, you're making money. You thought you'd just be talking to these two idiots, i.e. me and Tony. Jay's a bit fragile now. We would call him an idiot, but not today. Yeah, no worries. he's like, he just said thank you, by the way.
Oh.
So I can give you his contact details if you want to get in touch.
Okay.
Are they little drawings in the back on your wall? Because I've got some of Tony's child drawings. They're in caves.
Oh my god!
They're pictures of me stabbing him.
Oh dear. Yeah, there's a few drawings and ideas, scribbles, and just stick them on the wall. Come back to them later.
Fair enough.
Can you see anything?
Yeah, I wondered if there were any like sweet little kids drawings and that. I was like, hey, he makes more than antennas, or he makes stuff with his very own antenna. But that's a bit of an adult joke. Sorry, kids.
So we're starting a business up with this then. Do you still get to fly these days? And if you do, what are you flying these?
I must admit, the last sort of 3 weeks or so, I've not had a chance to fly at all. With
you know, it's the weather. You ain't missing much.
No.
But yeah, I've got various drones, sort of like FPV drones. Also got some sort of big rigs and stuff like that. None of them are branded ones as such, because I just cut all the frames myself. So we did have a little run of a 250/220 racer frame, and that was a really good little frame, nice, robust, and so on. So, but we've sold out of those at the moment, and hoping to get some more back in soon.
Was that your own frame?
Yes,
I'm surprised you. Yeah, because that was going to be one of my questions written down on this fake bit of paper, as if I'm that organised. That said, will you be releasing anything else other than antennas? Because I know you have a PCB and so forth. But yeah, you've totally killed that one. So Tony, if you want to continue to annoy me, carry on.
But isn't there an acro frame that looks much smaller than it might be, as opposed to the FPV one, which is the traditional 220? There's one on your website, the Menace Acro.
Oh yes, the Acro one. That hasn't.
I don't even think I'm on the right website, because I go to products, Invader antenna. Is it an Invader antenna?
The Invader
Menace,
is.
have you spelled Menace right again, Jack?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're in the right place. Yeah, there's under the products. There's the FPV frame. Then we got a little Acro frame as well.
I've got the frames. I just haven't got the actual antenna.
The new one. If you click on shop,
Okay.
click on shop, and then go down the bottom, you'll see the Raptor antenna.
Excellent.
Oh, so you've called it the Raptor, not the Pagoda.
And there's
we decided to give it a different name, because obviously sticking it in the case and everything.
It's a bit better than Pagoda, isn't it, Jack? Is that what you just called it, Jack?
What, Pagoda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Raptor.
pagoda is the actual the name that Martin's given to the construction technique of putting the PCBs on the coax and so on. But we thought, as we were sticking it into a case and everything, we need to give it a cooler name. So we thought Raptor would be the way to go.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
So what advantages has it got over any other antenna that people are using at the moment?
Okay, so it's small. That's the first thing. The diameter of the case is, I think it's 25 millimeters. The height is about 85 millimeters. So first thing is it's quite small. And second of all, for the gain on it, it's not the highest gain. It's about 1.09 dB. But the way it operates, it's got a high efficiency of about 92%. Now, a lot of other typical antennas, they can run anywhere from 20 to 70% efficiency, and there are other products coming out with high efficiencies, but the Raptor is 92%. And what we're finding, what this gives you is, if you compare it with, say, a higher gain antenna, because it's the high efficiency, you're getting a received signal which is about 20% higher than other antennas that we've compared it to. So I would say that is probably one of the key things of this antenna, is obviously the efficiency. And the other sort of major thing on the antenna has got an extremely high axial ratio, which seems to be a bit of the buzzword at the moment in antenna land.
Yep.
So high axial ratio on this one, and which means it's going to be great if you're racing with mates and you get a few on the right hand, a few on the left hand, and you're going to get as much separation as possible.
Because of what you're trying to pick up, the shape's completely different, so you get less dBi, like tiny amount on the other polarization if you're trying to listen to it.
Yeah, exactly that. Yes.
So,
are you going to do any stubby ones, like small?
Tony feels inadequate when with your usual.
I've just found the Fox Ear stubby antennas very, very useful and less prone to breaking. So,
is he on the fucking Jack and Coke? Oh, I saw.
Is
Yeah.
That's a secret formula. That is
it?
Very dark.
Like Wiltshire moonshine.
It could be. It's elderberry gin. Should we say that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, I like that. A bit like about that.
Yeah, Tony will have that. You stick your antennas. Jay, are you drinking tonight?
Yeah, back to the small one.
Yeah, back to the small one. Hello, Tony.
We've gone with for the first production batch with the dimensions as we are, and we are actually looking at a stubby version of this as well, because I think when you mount them on the top plate, even though it's only 85 mil, it's still going to stick up quite a way, and it's going to get caught in gates and things like that. So yeah, a stubby is what we're looking at, and basically reducing the length of coax. We're doing some tests to make sure that it doesn't impair the operation of the actual antenna. So that will be something that's coming at, shortly after the launch of this one.
Soon. Yeah, because I found the little stubbies really good for racing, because you're not going far anyway. You're just round the track in front of you. So, and they're better in crashes. They don't bend and snap as much as other antennas.
Just don't crash.
Sorry, Jamie, not as good as you.
Yeah,
I've crashed
we can't all be friends with NJ Tech.
Yeah, he doesn't crash. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. What made you go with this coaxial cable, the RG? I don't know. Who knows? 50. I made that up. Don't Google that. You know, because obviously you've got a lot of weight there. It's a very rigid cable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the design stems from Martin, and the RG402 is been used because basically it's a rigid cable, so that when you mount the PCBs, you can actually solder them to the coaxial cable, and you can keep them parallel to each other, which is important to get the characteristics of the antenna. So that's the reason for the RG402. You know, the sturdy cable there.
So no matter what, you got to keep those parallel, those PCBs. Yes,
yeah, absolutely. Especially the active and the ground ones, they've got the parallel, and the smaller one, the Balen one, that can be slightly out of alignment. But the top two, it's important that they're in line.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was just wondering, like, you know, because obviously it's like a really big weight thing. You can't do, you know, like the video aerial systems, the race spec ones where they twist them and put a cable tie, like loop them in order to keep the antenna length. So I wondered, you know,
are they going to be infilled with any kind of foam, or are they going to be hollow like the antenna you just shown?
They're actually inside. It is going to be airspace, so yes, hollow. However, the PCBs are bonded to the actual case. So yeah. So what we could have filled this up with something, but then it would change the characteristics, and we'd have to look at all the dimensions and change everything. But yeah, so they're bonded to the case, so there's not really a need then to fill them up completely with a foam or something like that.
Have you met Tony? Tony's like owning a washing machine, filling it full of hammers, and then using dynamite for washing fabric softener. You know, Tony will find a way of destroying that. You know, if you ever think you made something indestructible, just Tony.
If you need it tested,
he's got two modes: fly fast and destroy. Zero FPV asks, do you ship to Germany, or is there someone who sells them in Germany?
Yeah, I think let's just have a look. Germany. We've got a company called Flying Machines in Germany that will be stocking these.
Okay. Just having a look. What do they compare to? Yep. Sorry, I'm just having a little look. Yep. Just sand. No, that's it. Because I had to go with a blue beam from Video Area Systems, and because I don't own any of your antennas. I don't. You know, even though they are priced reasonable, they're not big issue. Price reasonable. So I won't have them. Yeah. So yeah, because I'm a tramp. Now, thanks to someone. Yeah. So yeah, I had to go, flew a barn, got about 600 meters. So yeah, I was well impressed. The little patch antenna, and like, I'm glad you're not a bigot. You've actually got the left hand, because I was having a go at you. Rather than go on your website, I just attack, you know, rather than like actually do some research. That's what Let's Try Art's not about. Like, if we want to know something, get them on. I want to know. Horse, mouth, yeah, that's it. Hot grills. We put that up on Google, and yeah, that wasn't an ad safe word because I spelt grills wrong. If you can get that joke. Hot girls, Tony. Hot girls. Yeah. So, what are you going to be doing after the UK drone show on the 3rd and 4th of December? We're going to be there on the iDrone table.
I think I'm going to do a little bit of sleeping. And quite a lot of flying, as long as the weather lets me.
I don't know about that. Have you flown any fixed wing or anything?
When I was a kid. But not recently. It's something that I feel that I want to get back into, maybe in the springtime next year.
So, yeah,
I love the spring. I just watched one of Bruce's YouTube channels. I watched him today, and seeing the nice sunny weather, I was like, no.
I know.
Gone?
It doesn't want to make you murder yourself. Like, it
No.
is the worst. So what were you doing before FPV?
Before all of this,
Yeah.
oh my word, I've done a few things. I started out as an electronic design engineer, and done an apprenticeship in that for a few years, and then after a while, I sort of come out of that, and I went into music production and music
And
engineering.
realised you had no money left.
And yeah,
For life. Yeah, you know what I mean. That absorbs you like nothing else. I can't imagine.
And then we had a couple of kids, and my partner really wanted to go back to work. So I said, look, I'll look after the kids, and I'll do the old house husband bit for a while. And so that's what I was doing. And whilst I was doing this, I was tinkering away with drones, and that's how it sort of drew me to where I am now. So in a nutshell, that's my story.
Cool.
That's it. You had kids, and then
Flew
discovered.
drone,
Yeah.
made antennas.
What was your first exposure then? You sat round googling as a house husband, and then just came across something.
Yeah.
It's YouTube or Flight Test normally does it.
It was some videos for, is it Warthogs?
Warthogs.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. Flyduino stuff, wasn't it? The Warthog frame.
No,
Yeah.
that's oh no, that's Warp Quad, isn't it? Yeah, sorry.
There's Warthogs. Yeah. I'm interested. If we're talking about the same thing, I don't know.
It was a guy. No, I think he's German.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's the same guy.
And he had these X frames, all line of sight, but these things were just tearing around, and it just captured me. And I thought, well, I've just got to get stuck in. And he used to post at the end of his videos the actual spec of what he was doing. So it'd be like the KK 5.5 and some 2212 motors and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that was probably the start of it for me.
So interesting, actually, because I watched my Warthog, because I was inspired by the same videos, and I saw one of my that thing flying from 3.5 years ago, and of my version of it, and I was thinking that was line of sight. My video was so tame and everything. I was getting nothing like that. But he flew similar to Quad Mover does now, I think, back then. As in, if you've seen that guy's stuff where you can't even keep up with it.
Oh, he's crazy.
So Warthogs did that, and then he did work with Flyduino to get the Warthogs edition of their frame released, which is a good frame. It's an old original X frame, about 330.
Yeah, the original X.
Oh mate, this weekend, man, we had an indoor. Do you want to talk about that and my return to home, Tony? I think you better cover that because I've ripped on you all morning. Now it's your turn.
No, that was brilliant. You get to the point and I'll take over.
Oh God. So anyway, speaking of 330 stuff, I built like what I can only describe as, you wander around here in this like man cave. What do you call a cave if you're a girl? Because I was thinking about this. Woman cave just sounds like a vagina.
It's a woe cave.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. So yeah, I often have thoughts like that.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, really. So yeah, I was like looking around and stuff, and there was enough crap lying around
To build something.
Yeah, to build something. And I've built this wooden shite copter.
Beast.
That's the only way I can describe it. So it's got wooden booms. It's one of the old flight test Anycopter hubs, and I've only used that because it's got a decent PCB. And I keep banging on about it, but I've added GPS. There's this old GPS puck that someone returned. This old guy returned to Radio C, and he said it was broken, and I was like, nah, that can't be broken. And it's all like covered in mud. You know, it's literally got skid marks on it. There's no polite way of putting it. So I whacked a few LEDs on it, added some FPV. Everything's crude. I mean, hell, the ESCs aren't even heat shrunk. They're done up with electrical tape, and then electric taped to the arms at the quad. And I've flown it. I've done some testing, and I was feeling pretty good about it. And I was like, right, this is the test of I'm in a slightly built up area. I was at the school, and the guys were doing an indoor flying. Now, I have not had any luck with any indoor flying stuff. I've got nothing. I don't own an Inductrix because I'm not a Spectrum scumbag. Sorry, all those Spectrum scumbags. And so Tiny whips out the question, and obviously they cost like £100, and that is a lot of cocaine. So I built this 330 thing, and I was like, here, Tone, I got this 2200 battery. Let's go outside. I've stuck it on 25 milliwatts. It's all, you know what I mean? It's nothing. It don't go fast. It doesn't do anything. It is about as aerodynamic as a manhole cover. You know, it's just not made to fly. And I'm slightly getting attached to it. So I'm flying it. I hover up. I'm like, look, this is the position hold. It's wandering around because it's not tuned. Like, there's no bids on it. And I fly it out far away, and he's like, go on it, return to home.
I so wish I was recording. I just didn't record it. He pressed return to home, and you know the tranny speaks to you. It said return to home, and as soon as it finished its sentence, it went whoosh,
Just
bang.
sack of potatoes, hit the deck.
Return to home though.
Return to Satan for firewood and kindling.
Yeah, wood comes from the ground. It was returning to.
It was so funny. I mean, you had to be there, but it was just after the sentence. So he pressed the switch down, and after it spoke out, it fell. It was so good. I was just so gutted I didn't have it on camera.
It was that weekend, actually, Tony. I was flying indoors on my micro because I was avoiding the dangers outside with Jack's woodcopter returning to home.
I'm not a danger to society. I'm not on the list.
But no, the patch
Not yet.
The evaded patch antenna stopped me from picking up Tony's outside feed when he was flying around, actually, indoors. So actually, that saved my flying experience. So,
It did, didn't it, Jay?
yeah, as long as I pointed in the right direction to the other side of the hole.
I blew my copter up in about 3 seconds.
Big shout out to everyone who came and made it a really good event.
Yeah, well done, Dom.
Hidden Valley.
That's drawing out mini air rave.
Yeah, but in good news, I then decided to have another go with the old woodcopter. Got some cable ties out, got it all back together, let Sheldon fly it, and he hit return to home, and it landed. As soon as Tony's camera switched on, he's pointing at me, pointing at that, thinking it will never work, thinking Jeremy Beadle's butthole has just become Tony's personal ATM, and he's going to get 250. I'm going to be there on bloody what's the Facebook group, the Lads Bible or something. Hey, ma, his drone don't work. But no, performed flawlessly, and I was like, part of me wished it did crash, but no.
Only because you're broke as me.
Yeah, true. You know, but it was. I will admit, it was hilarious. Like, so, what are you going to do with that? Are you honestly? Tony owns a. Is it a hexicopter?
I do, which I'm trying to sell.
We've been trying to sell that for 2 years now, haven't you?
I'm just going to take the. I'm going to take the
That's
Nazar.
for £5.
I'm going to take the Nazar out of it and stick it in my wing so I can get a return.
You've got an
home on my
A2
wing.
on it, haven't you? You
No.
do realise what is it?
Nazar
V2.
MV2. V2.
Yeah. So I'm just going to convert it into a wing, I think, and just throw it.
If it's an M, that's for multi-rotor.
Yeah, that's multi-rotor.
So that isn't going to do a
A's
plane.
But you could
I
get the
think-
APM or PicTorque stuff, or there's loads of other options for
do
playing.
planes.
I don't think so. I think not. If it was an A2, then it will. But if it's an M2,
because the NASA M is the multi-rotor plane.
It says NASA A
M
for
for multi.
aeroplane. It says A for aeroplane.
is it silver?
drunk?
So,
Silver?
Anyway, moving right along. Tony's going to put some Chinese thing into his plane, into his wing, and try and make it fly. And ask it to
Return
return to China.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. And then it's my
It'll
turn
fly
to
for
laugh
furthest
at
and
him.
have longer to try and find to get it. Yeah. As it all goes pear-shaped.
are you doing any different antennas? Like you're doing the patch. Are you doing going to do a bigger patch for longer range, or got any secret little squirrel things that you can say?
Yeah, I've got loads of stuff that I'm tinkering and experimenting with. I think the next thing I want to focus on after the show is a version of the Invader, but a higher gain version of it.
Okay.
I've got a few prototypes that I've been experimenting with, and the results are looking very good so far. But yeah, I just want to keep going and get it as best as I possibly can. So yeah, I would think a higher gain patch for long range is will probably be the next product after this one.
Cool. So we can stick that on our wings.
Yeah.
Or stick it on the base station at least.
Yes, on the base station for your wings. Yeah.
Cool.
Nolston, Spectrum Scumbag and Proud. Clegger says hilarious. Ha ha, return to home, Jack. Clegger, he's definitely Team Tony. You're off the Christmas list. Erwin says give the Horus a better 2.4 antenna.
Yeah, apparently that's pretty bad.
Is it? I haven't heard anything.
Well, I've seen a couple of videos on it. It's not too good.
The Menace RC batteries. Anything?
Batteries? No.
Yeah.
Not doing
No.
batteries.
Yeah.
Jack, can you invite Jem to the chat, please? Because he wants to have a 10-minute little chat about.
Hang on. Jem, message me on Facebook, please. So it means I have to look for you. Or no, actually, I could send it to him over in Skype. I remember now. Any other news, Jay? What have you been up to? Because we haven't heard from you. I don't know how much you want to say.
I've just been flying. Well, I've been trying my little 200 milliwatt micro camera on my micro. I'm loving the street FPV and car park, just going up to the top floor. But I've been smashing it into the car park walls. But micros at the moment, even when the weather's pitch, throwing it down outside, even in wind inside in a car park at work, because it's right next to my work. It's been amazing to be able to still fly quite a lot. That's my news. But the 200, I was flying it in my street, and where I got a lot of glitch from the 25, the 200 worked so much better. But then it was also a cloverleaf antenna on top. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe you need to make some of these replacement antennas for micro ones. There's an idea. So yeah, that's all I've been working on at the moment and looking at.
25 milliwatts is all right if you've got a ground station, but if you just got your goggles on, you're pretty much knackered, aren't you?
And you've got 5.8 and stuff in the home network being uptaken.
Yeah, and now it's all wet and dark and cloudy and moisture in the air.
Yeah, so
yeah, it's not good anymore, is it? 5.8.
No, it's still fine and workable.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, Jay has been like the sort of micro Lego version of who I can only describe as Tom Smith, flying in a built-up area, deep at night, can't tell what's going on, right rebel without a cause. Vegetarian rebel, I might add.
They're the worst, Jack.
I know, yeah, put some more effort in, says the vegan.
I guess the difference is these things, even if they hit meat, they don't cause any problem. So they're not going to hurt anything.
Exactly.
Till you
50
get caught in
grams.
your fiance's hair, and then the only person that will be hurting is you. I can imagine, you do that to some female, and they'll just punch you in the face.
Well, even long-haired hippies, I've thrown my hobson into mine and got it tangled.
That's it.
It's a hazard. They need warnings in the box, I tell you.
Yeah,
If you have long hair,
I've literally built Let's Drone Out to resemble something like the young ones. Put a few stars in Tony's forehead, and like Neil over here, the hippie, and that's about it, really. Which unfortunately makes me Rick Mail. So dead, and the saddest one here.
He's funny, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't believe he's dead. Sorry, completely off topic.
I know, that's terrible, isn't it?
Mate.
I saw him live in Brighton. It was I love Bottom.
Poor Greg doesn't know
know
if it's Let's Drone Out or celebrity news or old celebrity news.
Oh mate, I can't get over it.
I was hoping
it's a shame.
they were going to do a Bottom, like when they were in an old people's home, which I would have just loved, but not anymore.
Well, it can still make you laugh if you watch his old stuff.
Yeah, he does all the time.
Oh, it's installing the Talk app. I'm waiting for Gem. I'm stalling for time. Someone tell me something. Greg, how's
Greg,
any questions for us?
We're going to be at the drone show again.
He has 60 odd.
Didn't hear it.
Yeah, stand 62. We'll be selling the antennas, and we're going to have some great little giveaways, LiPo straps, radio gear straps, all that good stuff. So yeah, just come to us at stand 62.
Get down there early, they may sell out.
Are you going to make a Yalgi antenna?
A Yalgi or a Yagi?
Yagi.
Yagi.
Yeah.
No plans at the moment, no.
That might be something quite nice to do if you're really into the old PCB 5.8. I just thought, I don't know, I like calling them Yagi. I know you meant to call them Yagi, but I like it. It reminds me of Yogi Bear.
Yogi Bear.
In your world, it's okay, Jack.
Picnic basket. I failed to bring some biscuits with me. The last one, I feel slightly bad. He's gone. He's finished that gin, man. He's kicking off. Oh no, he's got one more mouthful left. Jem, where are you?
Come on, Jem.
Oh, Jem, sort it out.
Just saying, watch that in the chat.
Oh,
Leo Witters, can't wait for the drone show. What else we got in there?
Yeah, I think Leo's got to do a rebuild.
Is that red bottom, Ed? Do you like red bottoms, Tony? Or do you just like bottoms?
I do. I've got them on two of my
Everything.
machines, and I love them. And the red bottom S are apparently kicking out 1,500 grams now.
Well, the 109 miles per hour were on red bottom S and Racecraft 5051 props.
Is that
Tony,
4S or 5S?
It was a tattoo, and I don't know. I think they didn't say on that much. I think it's 4.
Tony called bullshit on that, and Tony reckons he's done 100 miles an hour.
Oh,
Well,
I have.
The man who flew a shoe.
I've done 100 easy.
Yeah.
I know Anti-Grab's done 100 on Racecraft.
Do you want me to do some news whilst Jem tries to get on thing? What about the guy? Do you want to talk about the guy who used the drone to find out his wife was cheating? Do you think that was real or not?
I don't know, man. Someone posted it, and I said, I don't know if this is real.
Yeah.
I got very angry. Have you seen this, Greg?
No, I have not.
Okay, so basically a guy flies a Phantom or something and follows his wife down the street. She pulls out her hair, brushes it, kisses this guy in the car, and gets in the car and drives off. At which point this guy's getting angrier and angrier and then starts smashing stuff to the desk. 18 years! 18 effing years! And yeah, that's the whole sum total of the video. I think he got so angry that it's probably maybe quite true.
I don't know though, because it's not like he caught her blowing someone with a drone. Do you know what I mean? Getting into a car is
Well-
not necessarily.
Well, they are kissing. If they've been married 18 years, Jack, and you could
Yeah, but
see
you
them.
can't tell from the drone. Do you know what
Well,
I
he
mean?
No,
could
but
have
if he
been
knew when she left
recording
the house-
4K and zoomed in 4 times.
If he knew
and
when
could
she
see
left
her.
the house and he was flying it from the house, then he could follow what would be her painter. Anyway, in
He
light
was,
of the
he
one
was
with the
flying
woman,
over a built-up area. He should have been told off.
the woman that was topless on top of a building was fake.
Mm,
That's definitely fake.
yeah.
It's a potential just to get some views in.
Yeah, man.
We can't trust anything anymore, apart from what you hear on Let's Throw Now.
I feel sorry for him if it is true. I'm gutted. You know what I mean? That is 18 years.
Yeah.
Have you invited Jem or what?
I did. He says it's not working. I
Does
think.
he want to post something? We can say something on his behalf. Then, if you're in there, listen to this, Jim. Type something in the chat. And we'll
Have you got anything to port forward audio to your sound? Are you using a mixer of any kind? Because I'm not.
Is he not on Google Hangouts? Can we not get him in from Skype?
Well,
Or is that just not going to work?
You've got to put in the talk plug-in, and that's it.
maybe chat about that through Messenger or something. So your frames then, Greg, are you going to start producing more frames, or is it more antennas that you're concentrating on? Where do you see Menace RC in the next year? Frames are very popular once you've got a good antenna design. But
yeah, I think frames. I've got quite a few frame designs, but you know, right at this moment, the focus has been on the antennas. But I probably see in the future that we could sort of revisit and start bringing the frames back out again. But
my piece of advice would be to look at the sub 180 size, ideally, because they are growing in so much popularity now for that option that you can climb anywhere.
Yeah, I've had a look at a 180 for 4-inch, and got a few guys flying with those at the moment, and I haven't really looked at anything sort of smaller than that. And I suppose
150, yeah. Sorry.
I suppose a lot of it gets driven by what I'm not. Menace isn't a sort of a company that's sort of aggressively going into the marketplace and saying, right, we've got to have this, and this. It's more of products that, if I want to design one and I get on with it and other people like it, then we'll bring it out. We're not trying to be a massive company, as it were, just trying to bring out some genuine little products and great sort of handy things to have for the hobby,
and at really good prices.
Yeah, absolutely. Hobby prices. That's what it's all about for us.
Because we all know how much it costs. One crash can cost you bloody 50 quid, can't it? You wreck a FPV camera, take out your antenna, you've done 50 quid in that one crash.
Yeah, and it's sort of what I don't know if this is the same for everyone else, but what I noticed when I was first starting out with the FPV, I'd be crashing a lot, and it was really expensive in the early days. And then you get to a point where you're not crashing, and you tend to start coming home with all your kit intact, and then a little bit later on you start getting faster and faster, and then when you crash, you absolutely annihilate things. So I think where I've always been at is if the parts are cheap for the beginner and people that are trying to get really really high speed out of these quads and that, then that's got to be a bonus and helpful to the hobby, because you can buy these very expensive bits of kit which are no more than bits of wire and PCB and things like that. So,
and the number one designing thing is it's UK designed and maybe manufactured, and so because often people are buying frames from America, Australia, all over the world, and it's always good to get homegrown stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love it if someone designed a frame what was actually the antenna. Is that humanly possible? Can that work?
Oh
Can
my
Bottom
word.
plane.
make an antenna like the
The
frame.
drone. The drone is the
With
antenna.
standoffs as the.
You'd have to use.
Possible.
You'd have to use plastic standoffs, and like the bottom be the ground plane, and the top plate will be the active.
And no, just no for now. Just don't even think about that anymore. For it.
It would resemble something of a swastika, a flying swastika. It would, I think.
I'd fly that.
Maybe,
Oh my
maybe
word.
something, just to carry your idea forward a little bit, Tony, and entertain you a little bit. Maybe if you could somehow get your antennas on the propellers, that'd be quite interesting.
But they've been moving all the time. There he is.
No, I'm not saying how it would be done.
Oh, well done, Jem.
Finally.
Maybe something.
Cool.
just
Like,
to
can you
carry
hear
your
me
idea forward.
or not?
We can
We
hear
can.
you, Jim.
Yeah.
You're
Talk.
live on air.
That was not easy.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Welcome
you
to
made
Google.
it, mate.
Yes, okay. Shut down the browser and start again and all the rest of it. Hello,
Right.
people.
Jem, tell us what stand you're on, what you're doing here. Tell us all about it.
Okay, I think it's stand 85. You can't miss it. It's going to be a big netted off area. To the right of the RC cars, pretty much where iDrone was last year. Whoever was there last year.
Yeah.
And if you watch the video of that link that I posted up a little while ago, you'll see I had an idea of putting a room out. Ray and Kevin and the lads over at VMAC have made it into the simulator for me again. Awesome boys. And we're going to let that sim out in collusion with VMAC Media over Christmas. Just a tiny room for you guys to download and play for free.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's cool.
That is good.
Nice little Christmas present. Yeah, so you can,
When's that available from then, Jim?
that will be available within the 3 or 4 days-ish. There's just a couple of little issues in the background that's being dealt with because we expect a massive influx.
Don't worry, but we got Tony here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
download it forever.
It's our little gremlin. I'm also wearing one of Jem's Love FPV hoodies, by the way. Excellent. It's keeping me warm in the winter.
Very welcome, mate.
That was my little Christmas present early. Oh, you cheeky young man.
That's, it's all good, bros. It's all good.
Just don't mention the earth is flat.
Well, don't
Oh,
mention
here we go.
that's
I
where
don't believe we're stooping to this level now.
Watch him. Look, he's doing
Oh,
something
God.
else
It's
there.
two of them.
Don't
It's two of them.
any of that
They're going to
ever
be talking about the lizard people. Oh, no. Hillary. And giving up, birthing her lizard eggs into the glass of water. Oh, my God.
yeah, I'll believe anything they tell me. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I was at Radio C the other day, and I put on the 200 truths that the Earth is flat.
Great video.
200 proofs. That's it. Proofs the Earth is flat. And I think I got fired.
Understood 5, or you mean?
He doesn't understand, Jem. He's like he's like all the rest of them.
apparently
all
fireworks
asleep.
don't work because
Okay.
the Earth is
There's one
Oh,
thing
my-
that sums up that whole thing. I reject your reality and I substitute my own.
my own.
That's what Tony and Jim have currently done.
Okay, so back to reality.
Painless. Finally,
Come on, so
finally,
the UK
Painless
drone
is here. A reasonable man who
The UK
doesn't
drone
think the
show.
Earth's flat.
Is a week
So
Saturday,
Painless.
so we'll
Hey, Jack, how you doing? I thought
Yeah.
I'd hop on because I saw you talking to somebody that I'm a very big fan of, and I want to come and say hello.
Yeah.
Greg.
Greg,
Hello.
how you doing? Painless 360. You know him?
Painless. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg and I have been talking over the past couple of weeks. We've done some cool stuff with Greg. So there's actually a new video coming out tomorrow on one of his cool new things. So there's a preview tomorrow. I've missed some of the show. I do apologize. So yeah, Greg, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Very well, thank you.
Are you all ready for the drone show?
Yeah, almost. Busy getting everything ready, but yeah, we should be ready in time for next weekend.
Fantastic. Has the drone show already been discussed, Jack, or am I too late?
No, you haven't. Are you
Yeah.
going to be there?
it.
I have. I've just got my tickets through, so I've yeah, definitely. I'm going to be there. I know Menace RC is going to be there. You're going to be there. I just wondered if we needed to sort out some kind of get together.
Yeah,
We definitely got to go down the pub.
Now you see. Now you're talking my language. I like the sound of that. Purely for research purposes.
Yep.
Are you going to bring some of that slow gin, Greg?
If there's any left, I'll bring some.
Menace RC slow gin, rep the house. Is that why you're a house husband?
Oh, yeah.
Is you're too, what are you doing to be allowed out the house?
Yeah, locked away, yeah.
That's it. That's it. I'm going to make an antenna out of a PCB because I've got a machine. I like your style.
Right, have you got a stand or are you just mingling?
No, I'm just mingling. I'm not going anything. Just to have a good look round, really, because I wasn't going to go, and then suddenly everyone I talked to. So Dominic Clifton's out there, Greg was out there, you guys are out there. One of the magazines is out there, and I thought I can't really not go, can I? So yeah, literally today I got the tickets through because it was actually Jack in the end that kind of gave me the nudge and said, "Come on, get yourself sorted out so we can have a beer." So it's kind of all down to him.
Yeah,
well done, Jack.
It's his fault.
Yeah. Also, like, you know, if there's enough witnesses, it stops Tony beating me. He's very abusive when he gets tanked. Conix released an update. Any good, Painless? Because you can now talk about that. They've added a night mode. Does anyone care?
To be honest, we are the Connex. I have this little list in my book of videos that we need to do, and the Connex system's been at the top of that list. You know, like when you write your list of things to do, and there's that one that you can't really be bothered about, and then the following week you write out the list and it's still on there. The Connex has been that for me for about 8 weeks, so I kind of do need to do the video about the night stuff. But to be honest, it's just I'm a little bit underwhelmed with it, to be honest. For 400 quid, I expected it to be amazing, but seeing as they've done the update, I think it's a perfect chance for us to pull it out, do the update, and show everyone what it looks like at night. Because everyone liked the run cam comparison stuff we did.
Yeah.
Have you tried it yet?
The Connex system? Haven't been anywhere near it at all. Have not seen or. My friend Simon's just bought me a Night Eagle, so I'm going to be checking that out.
Oh, you lucky rat! Oh,
I know. So I'm gonna do a little bit of talking about that. They gave us like a little special price on that to check it out, and maybe mention it to see whether that's any good. And I heard about the Connex.
Carlos has got it, hasn't he? But I suppose that's the thing. If you're going to produce a video, that's more than a number of people actually have it. And it was only, I think, designed as a, here, we can do it, rather than a replacement to any existing technology. But
I don't know. It's winter now, and, you know, some of us do want to fly at night.
I'd like to take my wing out at night, one of my wings out.
The thing is, if you want to fly at night, then actually things like the Runcam Night Owl and the Night Eagle, actually with analog FPV that we've already got for what, 40 quid or whatever, and those cameras work really nice. I mean, it's black and white when it gets really low light, but they work great. But no, Jack, you're right. I probably need to get my bloody arse in gear and do the Connex video. So maybe we'll do that in December.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to remind everyone that for £600 more, you can buy the standalone DJI Lightbridge system.
Or you could go on
that's only £999.
Or you could go to Greece for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I just like to. I love how people ignore that. But yeah, I'm having fun with iNav. Have you probably heard Tony ripping on me? It works, then it doesn't. So.
Well, I need to pick your brains about that, buddy, because I must admit I'm still at the moment in the middle of building that F4 base quad of one of the things for the channel, that brain FPV thing. So I'm going to do the iNav stuff next. So I'm hoping you'll have it all figured out so you can save me a load of time and hassle and let me know how it's all supposed to work.
That's how it works now. Is it painless?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm afraid in terms of, for this one, Jack can go over the top first and take the bullets, and then I'll kind of take all the glory afterwards. But,
that's the way to do it.
Absolutely. But I mean, I know I obviously missed that bit before, but I am genuinely interested in seeing how that works, because it ain't going to appear in Clean Flight anytime soon, but from what I can tell, so I'm bored of waiting. I've been after Dominic putting that into Clean Flight for well over a year, and it never makes it to the top of that priority list.
Yeah, but I do want to have a word and try and get what's his name, Dominic, on to to have a word, because he's still got to clean up all the code and get everything. Beta Flight is starting to look a bit messy now, and it's understandable.
Well, it's a bit of a tricky one, isn't it? Because the cleaning up the code is the unsexy bit, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the stuff that nobody gets the awards and accolades for, and it comes down to him. All the cool kids fly Beta Flight, but he's got to do all the janitorial work. But no, well, we'll hopefully see him in Birmingham, mate, and then you can have a chat, because I've been playing telephone tag with him. But going back to iNav, I just want things to work like they did in the days of MultiWii, where if you flicked a switch, it used to fly back to you.
So far I've been impressed. So all right, I've noticed we're 10 minutes over, so I think we'll have to call it there.
Can we just give Jem another 5 minutes and just
sure.
Jem?
I don't think, I'm fine, but it's out. I just wanted you guys to know that you can get to fly the room for free over Christmas. For the people that have already got it, it's a big bonus. For the people that haven't got it, it's a great chance to just try out the sim. You won't try the other games after that. They're not sims. You'd be on this one. And more than that, I want you guys to bring some micro quad creations. I want to maybe get a little, offbeat race going on at the show at UKDS. So if anyone's got something micro that they've built that we might not have seen, there's quite a few nice ones I like. There's a tricopter as well out. I'd love to see them flying around the room. I
know Carlos had a mini tricopter. I'm jealous.
Yeah, he just posted a video of Mechanic's one. The tricopter, it does look quite stable.
Yeah.
And again, 8.5mm motors. But it's just really nice. Just want to see it flying.
Yeah, same here. Crazy.
So if you think, bring it along, please. Come to UKDS. It's the Tiny Whoop thing is free to try. So I want to try and get as many new pilots. So if you've already flown a Tiny Whoop, you know what it's like. I just want to get like complete novices in there to just get some space and just get experience.
Will you have a B-Brain? The new one that binds to the Tyrannus. Will you have any of those? Yeah,
I've got FR Sky in stock, and DSMX is on its way.
Cool.
So KDS they'll be in. I've got the new My Little quads, and I'm pushing these ones, and they're the red ones. Have you seen those?
No.
The E010 frame, and it's a fully upgraded, factory upgraded quad. Comes with a lovely little nifty camera on the top, and you can put much better lipos in as well. That's a big bonus. You can fit my bigger lipos in there, the My Lipos.
And where do we get them, Jem?
They're on my site.
Cool.
And your site is?
dronejunkie.co.uk.
Lord help. Honestly, we just let anyone on who self-promote. All right. Thank you, guys. You've been joined. Listening to Let's Drone Out. You've been joined by my Aid Edmondson, Tony. He's got as much hair. The hippie from Down Under.
With long hair,
yeah. And obviously Greg from Menace RC.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, no worries. I hope you weren't getting bored there, and I just hope that you were just feeling the effects of the old gin. And
just to recap, then we can find out the price of the new antennas in the next couple of days at menacrc.co.uk, right?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Hop onto the website. We'll put the prices up in the next couple of days, all ahead of launch.
Excellent.
Cool.
Well, Keep
Thank
my eye
you.
on that.
Thanks
And
for
we've had who else, Jack?
thank you for coming on and agreeing to chat to us. We've had Jem, Drone Junkie,
Thank you.
lovely
Yeah.
long-time supporter of the show, and not to forget the only reason why any of us could do anything ever with a Nace 32 Painless 360.
Evening. Thank you.
Can we get a happy flying from you, mate, please?
Happy flying.
There you go. Thanks, guys. All right, have a good night. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Good night.